On a fly rod, give it a try. There are some good guides and some shops up here that will go the extra mile to make sure you experience this beautiful part of Michigan's out of doors.
Well, when you think of fishing on the Detroit River, fly fishing isn't necessarily what comes to mind right off the bat, but I tell you what, in this next story, we had a riot out there whipping the fly rod around. Lake Erie Metro Park is located next to the mouth of the Detroit River, and it's a great place to launch a boat and be on the river in no time. Captain Meszaros of Great Lakes Fly Fishing was cooking up a plan for the day and a fly pattern.
Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to show you guys how to tie an emerald shiner pattern. And this is the predominant pattern that we utilize out here this time of year for the white bass, smallmouth perch, because what's happening right now is the emerald shiner is very prominent. They're up here spawning themselves. And this is a very simple pattern, easy to tie, and we'll take you through it here step by step.
Brian starts with a number 4 stainless hook and uses G thread to tie with. He likes this thicker thread because it builds up the head of the fly a lot quicker. Start about 1/8 to 1/4 inch back on the hook to allow room to build the head, and then grab a lead dumbbell eye.
A couple wraps. Now we're going to start with our body. Emerald shiners being white based, we're using a white bucktail here. Give a couple off to the side, a couple of loose loops, and I gently pull it back to where it's just past the eye of the hook. And then I tie it in. I come back behind the dumbbell eyes, and I walk it back. And walk it back forward. Basically, there's the belly of our fly. Now for the iridescence that we have some crystal flash here. I take about 4 or 5 strands. I take it to the front by the eye of the hook, and I just tie that in and give it a couple quick loops. Lay that out. And we go back for some more body here. And again, we lay it off to the side here. Couple loose loops, pull it taut. There, now we've got our back. Now there are a couple different materials you could use for this. This is going to be the back, which gives it that dark bluish green color. Peacock curl is really common, but what I found over the years is the peacock curl gets really fragile. So they've got crystal flash now in the same color. And that's what we have here. And just lay this out. Tie that in. And then basically I go ahead and make my head here. With the G thread, it has a tendency to build the head up a lot quicker because it's a thicker material. I know a lot of your viewers that are tires will use a whip finish tool. I learned the old school and I do it freehand. Just trim off that tag piece there. And then what I do, just for a little added security, a little bit of Zap-A-Gap. And there we have it. An emerald shiner that we will actually go out here to the Detroit River and we're going to catch fish off of this particular fly right there.
Sounded like a good plan. All we had to do now was drop the boats in the water and get out there. We had an extra angler and a camera boat operator with us.
Today we got Chris Temple from Bird's Custom Tackle, which is a Michigan-based company, and then a friend of mine, Gary Bowman, we call him Bo. He's a salesman for Starcraft boats, and we're going to be heading out here shortly, going after white bass for starters. And we're going to start out with that fly that we tied earlier this morning, this emerald shiner pattern.
All right, how's the fishing been?
It's been very good. Right now we've got, they say, millions upon millions of these white bass in here. As a matter of fact, this is the largest white bass migration in the country. It's right here in the lower Detroit River. And what we do is a little different, obviously, doing it with fly rods. Most people are out here live baiting, but you'll see that we'll probably catch about 10 to 1 with the fly versus the live baiters. These fish are actually related to the stripers, striped bass that we find on the East Coast. And they're part of the family where you have the striped bass and the Jewfish, the groupers. And very receptive to this, and the numbers are just astronomical.
Brian wasn't kidding. Our first stop near Humbug Island literally produced fish in under a minute of casting. This was going to be a fun day.
This is on that fly we tied just a little while ago.
Look at that. Pretty fish.
Morone chrysops. If you look at his eye, see the gold in the eye there?
Yeah.
That is a Midewest mini striper.
Huh. Are there a lot of people targeting these fish out here?
Yeah, a lot of people get them for the food source, actually. Not to mention the game fish that they are. They're just a blast. Look at the pretty purples in their tail.
Cool.
Getting back in the water here.
That was quick. That's how it's going to be all day?
All day.
Got him this
Yeah,
time.
got
Don't
him.
let go.
Not letting go. This is awesome. Look at that. Nice.
Right.
Beauty.
Good job.
Very nice.
Pretty fun stuff, huh?
Absolutely. This is great.
The fish just kept coming, and Chris was like a kid in a candy shop out here. Got one over here.
Got another one. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, yeah.
Double. Brian says this time of year there's nothing else he'd rather be doing.
Well, this, I would have to say, is about the most fun you can have with a fly rod because it doesn't take an expert caster. It's great for kids, phenomenal for kids, and beginners. I mean, when you're trying to get somebody into the sport of fly fishing, you don't take them up for trout fishing, throwing, dry number 28s. It's very technical, where you can do this instead. You're busy jawing away and I'm a nice horse. But you can see we're catching them pretty much hand over fist here, and these are nice, 2 to 3 pound fish. Anybody would be proud to catch these guys. And obviously, as you can tell, they really love it. They're very receptive to the fly, so that's why I like them.
Well, Bo was doing a fine job maneuvering the camera boat for me, and Brian and Chris were having a blast hooking into fish after fish after fish.
That's a fatty, huh? Look at that.
Beauty.
Freeze bars. On the fly. You never know what you're gonna get down here, eh?
I guess, that's cool.
That's different. Isn't that something?
All right. Double header, huh?
There you go. They're both good fish.
The rest of the morning was a frenzy of activity, and the guys just kept fighting the silver bass. If you're looking to hone your skills with a fly rod or want to get a beginner started, be sure to check out the springtime run of these incredible sport fish on the Detroit River. You'll be glad you did. Beautiful.